Welcome to the Market Frontlines. I'm Lindsay Melchak. Kobo Resources has become one of the most closely watched gold exploration stories coming out of West Africa. With a disciplined strategy, deep community engagement, and a project pipeline that keeps gaining strength, the company continues to expand its presence in Côte d'Ivoire with confidence and some serious momentum. And the person at the center of that push is my guest today. Ed, it is so great to have you here. And also, it was so great to see you at Resourcing Tomorrow conference that just wrapped up in London. That was a really great show.
Yes, thank you, Lindsay, for having me. Yes, it was a great show. We were extremely busy, lots of one-to-one meetings over the 3 days. So it was a successful event for us.
Absolutely. I mean, we've digressed here a little bit, so I'm going to bring it back to the convo and really kick off with the ESG and the Kobo Cup. Now, the ESG conversation we know often gets reduced to checklists and buzzwords, but not with you guys. Kobo went in a very different direction with the Kobo Cup, now in its second edition.
Yes, that's right. Now it's a second edition that just went by just before Resourcing Tomorrow, where we held the event. And we had 3 teams participating in the event. Last year was 2, this year 3. We sponsored by supplying all the jerseys and uniforms, and we had a local partner supplying the football shoes. We had the Canadian ambassador come out to participate in the event, and the superfait of the main city or the capital city, Yamoussoukro, was present. So it was a great event that the community loved for the second year. And then next year we're planning on doing the third one, and we're going to add an extra town or team to the competition. So I think everyone is looking forward to that. And we're quite excited about it. And so, yeah, that's what we contribute every year.
That's a beautiful story. Now, I know that community presence only matters when the fundamentals of their backing is strong. So let's flip to your recent drilling campaign at one of your projects that has been getting a lot of attention, not just for the grades, also for the structural understanding you're building across the main zone. So what are you seeing in the subsurface data that shifts your confidence around scale, continuity, and the development path for Kossou as a flagship asset?
Well, when we started drilling in September, we had planned about 10 to 15,000 meters of drilling. We had already identified 2 major zones or structures in those zones, and which is the Jagger zone and the road cut zone. So we're close to Christmas now, and we've completed more than 10,000 meters to date. The 2 drills are turning right now full speed ahead. We're probably going to stop around the December 20th and continue sometime in January. But we've been discovering more at depth as well. So we're quite confident in the sense that we're finding more. We're finding more areas to drill, especially on the west side and even on the south and southeast side. So our intent is to continue drilling to I would say, grow the envelope of the what we're seeing in terms of mineralization. We're already working internally on our resource model. We hope to get that out next year. But I think that the fact that we're finding more, we had initially said that we would come out with our first resource model sometime at the end of Q1. Now that we're finding more, drilling more, I think that deadline is going to be pushed back, most probably past Q2. And if the drilling in January, February reveal more, then I guess we're going to have to push that back. And then recently, there's a third zone that we had done a little bit of drilling. We saw some illegal activity there, some local miners. And that prompted us to look at that. And we saw some trenching. We saw some areas where we thought we should be drilling. And we're going to be drilling that in the new year. We went to sample that. We announced that we were going to look at the Kadie zone a bit more closely in the last press release. And that's what we're doing now. So we're preparing drill pads for that area. So I think that if that zone comes in terms of mineralization early next year, we're going to have 3 zones and maybe two of them will be connected, or we're trying to connect the three together. So if we're successful in that, we'll have a strike extent of close to 3.5 kilometers. So that's what we're looking for, and to continue drilling and proving as many ounces as we can in the very near future.
My goodness, there's a lot going over there over there. Now, I know that while this project advances, and investors are watching what's next across your broader pipeline, which leads me to your Kotobi, I believe I'm saying it right, exploration project. Now, for those that don't know, this project sits in a highly prospective geological corridor. Now, even though it's still in early stage exploration, what signals are emerging from your initial work that suggest this project could not only complement your other project, but potentially evolve into a second major center of gravity for the company?
That's right, Lindsay. The Kotobi license is 3 times the size of the Kossou license, so it's 300 square kilometers. We did an initial campaign in 2020, but then we focused on Kossou. Now we went back to Kotobi about 2 years ago, where we did a mag survey. We got that in the hands of a geophysicist. We got that interpreted. And following that, we initiated a geochem campaign and trenching. And we've identified now 4 important targets where we expect to be drilling sometime in February of next year. So that license is coming along quite nicely. And we had seen a lot of illegal activity, which is obviously an indicator of the presence of gold. So oftentimes these illegal activities are precursor to discovering a resource. So we're excited about that license coming online early next year. We're also working on the other 2 earn-in agreements we signed earlier this year. We've completed a first pass geochem program. We're having a deeper dive on that to see what's next with that license. The 4th one is most probably going to kick off sometime in Q1 of next year. And we've got 3 or 4 pending applications right now that we hope to be awarded to us sometime between Q1 and Q2 of next year. So the portfolio is rapidly growing from 2 licenses that we own 100%, the 2 earn-ins, and the pending applications. So we would be involved in basically almost 8 licenses in the country.
My goodness. I mean, how do you keep up with it all over there? You are very, very organized over there, that's for sure.
Well, the important thing is to have a very solid staff on the ground here. And we're only 3 expats that run the company, but the rest of the employees are all local Ivorians, geologists, and technicians and staff workers, etc. So some of these guys have been with us for 6-7 years now, and we have key people. And so these guys help us manage the company and the projects very tightly, and we're happy about that going forward. And recently, we just did a campaign on LinkedIn to get some interest from people who might be looking for a job here locally. And we got over 1,300 resumes.
Wow. That's phenomenal. That right there tells you a lot. Just that feedback alone just tells you so much about the project and about the company and about the leadership. I mean, people are interested. They want to be part of it. That speaks huge for you.
Yeah, so we're it's a problem to go through the 1,000 plus resumes, but we're quite happy to see that influx of interest on our company.
My goodness. Well, I mean, and all of this leads to the question shareholders keep circling back to. You spend a lot of time speaking with investors and institutions, which gives you a great read on sentiment. What do you believe the market is still underestimating about Kobo Resources at this stage, and what is the one thing you want shareholders to focus on over the next 12 months?
Well, they need to focus on the fact that we're developing the resource at Kossou. They need to look at what the neighbor or close by neighbor is doing and what is going on his side of the fence, in the sense that their production is decreasing. So if you put one and one together and you see an asset that is 9 kilometers away from an existing operating mine, you say, that might be a takeout target in the near future. So that's what investors should be looking at. And with the price of gold reaching $4,300 this week, I think, it is a prime opportunity to invest. The stock price is extremely low. Yes, we were hit by the sale of investors who were looking for tax losses, so that brought our share price down. But at the same time, every time someone sold, there was a buyer. And that means if the buyer was buying like they did, it means it's not an opportunity. Those people that bought have seen the opportunity, have realized what we're doing. And we saw that same sentiment when we were in London, when we met potential investors. We saw them realizing the opportunity going forward that we were offering for investors. So that's what they should be looking out in the very near future within the next 12 months or so. This is really a solid, I would say, an investment where you're going to get a return, an interesting return over the next 12 months.
I mean, with everything that we were able to cover and all that expansion, as well as already the progress you're making, this is one project, this is one company for sure that we will all be keeping an eye on for our portfolio. So fantastic conversation yet again, Ed, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
That was Ed Gosselin, CEO of Kobo Resources, trading on the venture as KRI and on the Frankfurt as Q1Z. If you want the full story behind the momentum, behind the strategy, and the next moves, head over to koboresources.com and start paying attention now. This is the Market Frontlines with Apaton Media. I'm Lindsay Melchak, where we cut through the noise, follow the signals, and bring you the voices shaping the next cycle. Stay sharp. The market never waits. We'll see you soon.